welcome. It's me again, and I'm hoping that you know me by now. It's Joy Ruffen, coming to you from the Sunshine State, Florida, and today was beautiful. This is Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies, and every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock, we bring you a lady who is very much involved in her work, her online business, and she's about sharing and exchanging her knowledge, her skills, and her gifts with us. And tonight, our guest is Nancy Tierney, and she is involved with what she calls firecrackercommunications.com. All of this will be put up on the website after the fact. But if you have questions about your marketing and how you're stringing your words together, you're not going to find a better person to partner with. And that's what we're doing here. We're looking to unite and connect people from around the world that will help and support all of us on our journey, depending on where we are at the time. So Nancy is a communications expert, and I'm going to invite her over and say hello and welcome. And then I want you to say hello and welcome. Hi, Nancy. Hello and welcome. Thank you for coming.
Hi, thank you. I'm really happy to be here.
It's thrilling to have you here because you are involved in an arena that I love. I have this passion for words, and yet I know it's not about big words. It's about how you utilize your words and use them. So tell us, how did you get to doing what you're doing, and tell us what you love about what you're doing.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll be honest, did I fall into this? All of my careers somehow had to do or involved writing, even though I didn't call it copywriting then. So I was involved in public relations, where I was doing a ton of writing, mostly in the wine industry. And then I got into marketing in the wine industry and sales. And I was always the person that ended up writing the newsletters, the press releases, the wine labels, even wine descriptions, because I just had an affinity for it, and I really enjoyed it. It was very creative for me. And then got into fundraising and development, which is all about communicating your mission in a way that gets people willing to give you money. So I wasn't calling it copywriting, but it was just it seemed like every career had that element in it. And I had a business where I was teaching entrepreneurs how to actually speak in public without falling apart, without being run over by their nerves and just ending up in a puddle of, fear. Yes. And when I closed that business, I was kind of just going I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to give myself some time to figure out what's next. And meanwhile, I was writing articles for this online magazine, and there was several coaches in my life who started asking me to write their stuff. They just said, will you write this email? Will you write this piece? And so I started writing officially.
I love that. And I love what you sent me in your bio, and you addressed that somewhat, but your tagline and how you project and present is, you said that you are a confidence and copywriting coach who helps people to get clear and confident in what they're putting out to their target audience. That's so well put, because we all need that, myself included. So speak to that a little bit, because I know that all of the people that you've worked with, many of the people who are 6- and 7-figure personas at this point in time, that you had to help them to get that clarity. And that's not easy. I speak from my own experience. So tell us a little bit about how you came to do that.
Well, it really through my ability to take people's ideas. It's people can talk to me and tell me about what it is that they do. And it's easy. I don't want to say it's easy, but I seem to have a knack to be able to say, well, this is how we can say it in a way that will resonate with the people that you're trying to attract. It's what I firmly believe is, once you can articulate what it is that you do in a way that feels genuine to you, you're going to naturally feel more confident in what it is that you do. So there's 2 layers of that. There's the confidence that comes when you're able to communicate what you do in a way that really makes an impact. But then there's also the confidence that you develop over time in your ability to actually write your own copy, to write your own messages, to know when you sit down and to write a web page or an email or an ad, whatever it is, that you got it. You know how to do it. You know how to approach it. You know your own voice. You know what you want to say. So that's really where I'm focusing now, which is to give, solo entrepreneurs mostly that confidence that comes like, I can do this. I know how to do it. I know what works. I know what I want to say. I know my own voice, and I can knock this out.
I can hear what you're saying, and I know for a fact from my own limited experience at this point in time, many of us, no matter how professional and expert we are at what we're doing, it's so hard to really talk about yourself, because for many of us, especially if we're old school, which is what I am and proud to be, you think it's bragging. But the truth is, most of us come to our awareness and we get our gifts and our talents from what's innately within us. I think you spoke to briefly a moment about how you came to discover that this was one of your talents. Yes. And how did that come about? People started to ask you.
Yeah, actually, I had a client once who said he actually helped people find what it was that they were meant to do. And one of the things he said, I'll never forget it, is pay attention to what people ask of you, and because that is usually a breadcrumb to what it is that you're meant to do. And it was just, that's what people were asking of me. And I'll be honest with you, Joy, at the time I went, well, I don't know if I want to do this, is this what I want to do? But it just started happening. It happened on its own. And so that's, I guess I realized at that point that this is something I've always just done without calling it anything special. It's just, but it was innate ability and an innate love I had. So yes.
I think you nailed it right there, because many people, in my awareness too, I'm discovering that those innate talents and gifts, they come to either boom, just like that, or it's something that evolves over time. But the gift, the talents you came with. So it's about, and what you just expressed, Nancy, I never heard it expressed that way. How did you put it? Be mindful of what people are asking you.
Are asking of you, or what people are asking of you, how they're asking you to contribute. What do they come to you for? What do they naturally they instinctively know you can help them with, that you might think is nothing, because it comes naturally to you. I actually had a client who was one of these people that could come in and just organize. She could just see. She knew exactly where things needed to go. She knew what needed to get rid of. She knew where things needed to go. And I was working with her on her best, and she goes, and kind of the syndrome you were talking about, she goes, well, what I do is no big deal. It's like, I don't get why anyone would be, think it's anything great. I said, that's because it comes naturally to you. I couldn't do what you do to save my life. And I don't think we realize that what comes naturally to us, we think, anyone can do that. How can I charge for that? But not for everybody. Not for everybody. It's not easy at all.
Not at all. And I think you nailed it, because sometimes, I know for me, and I'm discovering this myself, that what comes natural to you and what's innate for you and what's like breathing air in and out, you think, nobody's going to pay for this. Nobody wants that. And I think you always think it's just you, but it's zillions of people who feel the same way.
Yeah.
And you just express that. So what you're doing is also helping them to get rid of that noise and that knowing about nobody's going to, and help them to solidify and map out what needs to be done and how they need to express it and to say it.
Really clear on what your unique value and brilliance is to your ideal client, because it doesn't seem like any big whoop to you, but to them, it's the answer to their problems. And that's what you need to realize. It's kind of like, and that's how you need to message it too, as well. It's like, it's getting clear on what it is that your ideal person is struggling with and being able to communicate how you help them. It's really just a matter of service. And that's why when you say, people that are like, I don't want, it's so hard to talk about myself. I don't want to toot my own horn. And it's like, it's not about you, sweetheart. It's about your ideal client. It's like, they're the people that you're talking to. And those are the words that you need to find.
And you put another fantastic word in there, service.
Yeah.
Because you are providing a service and you want them to value that service, and you really can't give enough away. I know this might, I don't know, well, I'll preference it this way. What would be one of the biggest concerns or reasons that people come to you to help them? I heard you say because it's natural and they don't know, but what else do they come to you for to help them to get the word out in the right way? How would you speak to that?
Most people come to me because they don't know. They do know. Some of them don't know, and some of them just aren't confident in their ability to express what it is they do in a way that's going to make a difference for them. I always just say, I help entrepreneurs communicate what they do in a way that makes people give a damn. Because we can sometimes talk about what we do and it just leaves people going like, but how do you say it in a way that makes people like go, whoa, I need that, or my cousin needs that, or oh my gosh, that's exactly what I've been looking for. So most of the time it's like that message. How do we take what it is that you offer, your unique gift, or this program you're doing, this product that you're excited about? How do we communicate that value and brilliance and uniqueness and extraordinariness to the person that really needs it? So they pay attention, they go, oh, yeah. So mostly that's the crux of what I do, is help people find those words and help them find it within themselves and show them how it's done. It's like, here's how you can do it. When you need to write something, here's how you do it. So that's probably the real heart and soul of what people come to me for. It's like, or I'm launching this program, I need to write. It ends up like this, Joy. It's, I'm launching this program, or I have this product, or I have this business, and I need to write my website, or I need to write my sales page, and I have no idea how to do it. I don't know what needs to go on it. So we start there, which is like, you need this thing. You need this thing. But through the process of creating that thing, we have to get really clear on what you're all about, baby. It's like, what is your value? What is your uniqueness? What is it that you're really offering? How is it going to change people's lives? Why should they pay attention? Why should they listen to you? And how do you stand out from every other person that's doing what you're doing? That's really important right now, because I work in the online world. Oh my. And the online world is so damn crazy crowded right now. Yes. That you got to find a way to kind of rise above and stand out. And that's something now that's more and more important. As opposed to doing things right, you're better off in some ways just kind of making a mess, but being able to stand out. And yet, I love that, Nancy. And yet you want to be authentic. And I'm thinking all the time, you're sharing this brilliance with us, that the underlying cause for many, and maybe I'm speaking for myself, you want to express it in a way where you're not bragging, where whatever your credentials and your background and your experience has been that's brought you the skills, the gifts, and the talents that you have, you don't want it to come across like you're bragging, but yet you want them to be aware of your gifts and your talents that you want to share with them. Yes. And so you do that in a way where you stand in your authentic self. And you're right, there's so much noise out here with so many people into this online business that it's very confusing. It was for me, and it still is sometimes. So you want to connect with your tribe, the people that you trust, and yet there's so many charlatans out here that you have to be very mindful. Yeah, and I think, the online audience is becoming a lot smarter in terms of who the charlatans and the salesy stuff. It's like more and more, no one, we're just tired of seeing the same old thing, the same old pitch, and the same old approach. And the thing that is going to work now, it's all about connection and building relationship. I used to say, in fact, I'm just writing this manifesto for myself, I used to believe, Joy, that copy could sell anything. That if you had great copy, that was it. If you were great at your message and you could really position yourself and talk about what it was in a way that got people excited, it was done. It was like that. You could just sell anything, but I do not believe that anymore. It is not true anymore. You can have the best damn copy in the world. You can have the greatest branding, but the only thing that's going to sell now is your ability to create an authentic connection with those that you're meant to serve.
Yes.
It's just that simple.
And it's that simple because more and more and more, it's so important to find the people that you want to work with who want the services that you're offering. By the way, you and I are twins tonight. We're soul sisters anyway. We are twins, and I love it. I love it. I love it. And you know what? I have to say that pink is not one of my favorite colors, but seeing it on you and seeing me here, I'm saying, yay, let's go pink.
I'm saying, absolutely.
Right?
The pinky twins here.
I know. Let's say hello. Adair, hello. She says, hello, Nancy. And this is the Dare, and then we have a couple of other people here. Nice for you all to come and join us. And if you have questions, please put them in the comments, because Nancy is really professional at what she's doing. Is that the noise outside your window? I love that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's a noisy neighborhood. I live in a city, so.
It's okay. Nancy, share with us, if you can, based on what you're doing, what is a tip or a tool that you can share with our audience that you now know that you didn't know maybe several years ago? Something that will benefit those who are interested in copywriting and marketing and all of that stuff. I know that Adair is. She's a pro at it.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of copywriting,
Yes.
I think, wow, there's so many. One was the one we just talked about, which is get clear on your intention, which is not to sell, but to connect and really create a relationship. I think that is more important right now than anything. You're not in it for the quick sale. You're in it to build a relationship with people and gain their trust and make lifelong fans out of them. So in your intention, when you're writing or messaging, is like approach it with that intention. But the thing that I feel is the most critical thing for anyone in business, rather than writing copy, is you need to fall madly in love with your ideal client. You need to become obsessed, like an obsessed fan of your ideal client. Like, just, you want to know everything about them, what they think about, what they're concerned about, what keeps them up at night, what is it that they can't help thinking about, what is it that they, just like fall in love, like in that crazy crush way that, when you have a crush on somebody, you can't think of anything else, and know them inside and out. The more you have an opportunity to talk to them, understand what makes them tick, what it is that drives them, what is it that makes them sad, that is going to enliven and inform your business more than anything else that you can do.
Nancy, that was beautifully put, beautifully said. I so agree with that. I have to share with you what one of our viewers said. She said, "Hi, Joy and Nancy. I beg to disagree. It's not crowded. It's just full of opportunities and people to connect with." What say you, Nancy? That's a good comeback.
It is. No, when I'm saying that it's crowded, it's like that there's a lot of voices. So there's a lot of voices throwing messages at all those ideal people. So me, as your ideal client, I'm getting a lot of messages, and it's almost so I can't hear them anymore.
Yes.
It's just like when I got started in this, the internet was not a place where a lot of people were marketing. Mm-hmm. It was kind of new and fresh. And so like everything that you received as a potential client was, ooh, yum, ooh, ew. And now it's like, oh, really? I don't even want to hear another offer. I don't, it's like, do I have to open an email? Remember how email used to be like, ooh, it used to be so much fun. And now it's like, all you want to do is get rid of it.
Yes. The clarity that you shared there goes right back to, and people say it in different ways, the verbiage is bottom line the same. You have to find your tribe, the people that you want to talk to, who will hear what you're saying and be open to listening, because it's so full of any, every, and all, and that's not what you want. You can't relate and connect to all. You have to find one person. Yes.
But it's like what Adair, is that her name, was saying, it's
Yes,
like
Adair.
there are so many more people online that you have a better chance of connecting with those people if you can make yourself visible so they can find you. You know, it's like it's just harder, I think, for me, let's say, as a potential client, to actually find that person that I'm really going to resonate with, because there's so much. And because I'm so bombarded, there's a part of me that doesn't even want to look, you know? So that's where I'm just saying that the challenge is.
Yes, and I think the way that you expressed that in her question and how she put it speaks to that. So we get clarity there. What is success is different for everyone. Everybody has a different concept of what success is to them. But what has success been for you, and what tip on success can you share with those who are still striving for it?
I think success for me, and I'll be honest with you, I don't feel like I've reached it at all in some ways, and in other ways I have. It's to find exquisite pleasure in what it is that you do every day, and to feel completely aligned with who you are and what you love in every waking second. That is success for me. That's it. And then I'm striving for that. I'm making choices based on that. So it's not about being a, you know, household name or how much money I have. It's really more about how I get to live my life. And especially relative to the work that I do. And through the years, and this is really, I think, is valuable for people.
Yes.
Is when you really are looking at what you're doing and making choices in your business, and this is what I wished I'd known sooner, is to constantly be making it work for you. You serve your clients, you know, and their transformation is absolutely your priority, but the nature of your business and what it looks like and how you do what you do and what your days look like, more and more you need to carve it so it makes you happy. Carve it so it fits your personality, because what ends up happening is, like, the happier you are and the freer you are, the more creative you are, the more you that can come out, the more generous you can be. If you're constantly feeling like burdened with a bunch of stuff that just isn't you, it's really hard to serve your people well.
Nancy, lovely. You know why? Because what you said and what Adair said earlier, and hi Cheryl, I see Cheryl is here too, that the online audience is so humongous now, and yet you still have a large number of people who are out only for the almighty dollar. And so you're inundated with the emails and everything else, and it's all about the bottom line, the dollar. And they're not offering the service, giving of their innate talents and gifts in a way that's authentic and real, because you're building relationships. Oh, you put that beautifully, and it ties in with exactly with what Adair said. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Good.
You have been doing this now for a few years.
12 years, 12 to 13 years.
12 years. And over that time frame, how has what you do changed for you? You're able to pinpoint earlier, quicker, what the needs and desires are, and maybe to answer the question before they're asked. Tell us a little bit about the transition from your beginning to now, and how that's come about for you.
The big transition for me, and the one that I am so happy about, is I started as a copywriter, and I wrote copy for my clients. I learned how to write sales pages. And when I first started, I was like, I don't know, I'm just writing. And then the more I learned about copywriting, the harder it became, because it was like, oh my gosh, this is a whole school. This is a whole way that people do things. But it was also exciting. I love learning. So it was really fun. And I just became a really great copywriter, primarily for people in some kind of service business, like coaches, mostly coaches, consultants, and what I call alternative healers, people that are really doing, you know, different things in the healing world. But what I really love doing is teaching. So I was struggling with that, and the writing was, isolating. I just go off in my little corner and I would create something and bring it back and give it to my clients, and they'd go trotting off, and that was it. So what I've been transitioning into now, I have like one copywriting client that I will always keep because I adore her. I love writing for her. But now what I'm doing is really teaching entrepreneurs how to write their own and doing collaborative work with them. So it's like, even if they have a sales page, I say, great, we're going to co-create this. And I am going to teach you in the process of doing it how to do this, so you never have to hire me again. So my goal is to be dispensable. So we're going to do it in this way, and you're going to learn and you're going to learn these elements, and you're going to get clear on your message, and you're going to learn how to tap into your own voice, find your own words, learn what works with your clients. Because if I can empower solo entrepreneurs to do that, they are home free. If they have that ability and they're confident in it, there is nothing holding them back. There's nothing that they can't do online and have it be effective. And they are going to make a genuine connection with the people that they're trying to reach, because they know how. They know how. They've had the experience of doing it. If I just go off and write it for them, it's great. They have a great sales page in kind of their voice. It's my voice trying to emulate their voice, but they totally miss the experience of what it is to actually learn how to do it for themselves. It's not hard. No. It's not hard. It feels hard at first because you don't know how. But once you know how, yeah.
Well, you hit upon a lot of things there, and I want to address a couple. First, my finding thus far in this wonderful business that I love and connecting with the right people, they all say, more or less verbatim, if not very close to what you said, that they love learning. Mm-hmm. They're perennial students. The second thing that they all say, and these are 3 people that I've met that I hope to have with me until I leave the planet, is that they want to give you all of their gifts and tools and talents over time, so that when they leave, you're okay to stand on your own.
Yeah.
And if you need them, they're there, but they want you to be able to stand on your own. I don't think anybody can give you a better gift than that.
No, it's like that teaching you how to fish. I can give you a fish or teaching you how to fish.
Exactly.
But mostly for people like you and I, and solo entrepreneurs or beginning entrepreneurs that are people that have an idea, it's like you can't afford to hire a copywriter that's going to do justice by you. But it's not like that. Even if you do, for like the big projects, you have to be writing stuff all the time if you're marketing yourself online. Your words are the power that you have to reach people. So it's like you need to learn those skills. It's the best skill that you can learn, because it's all about communication. All marketing is really great communication. It's communication that reaches your audience and makes them go, woo, yeah.
Yes. Well, it's taken me almost 2 years to get to there, but there I go. There I am, because I've learned now that it's about how you string your words together that connect, and how you get out among your people, or people where you find your people, and then communicate with them in their language, what they need and want to hear. That's the art of it. And it is a science. It sounds easy, and I love what you said earlier. I've forgotten exactly how you said it verbatim, but it's easy. Well, it's easy for you. For most of us, we have to work at it.
No, you're right. And I don't mean to be flip about it.
No, you weren't.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that you can learn some basic things that can totally equip you to do it well, and to write good copy and to make that connection.
Well, I didn't take it as flip it, Nancy, at all. What I was attempting to share with you was that mainly what I'm discovering also at this wonderful time in my life and working and meeting so many fantastic people is that almost everybody needs or will have 1 or 2 coaches always with them. Yes. Because that's part of that forever learning and always being involved and learning something new. So you gather 1, 2, 3 people around you who support, aid, and assist you to get to where you want to go. And no matter, and you never finish.
Never finished. I hope not.
You never do.
Yeah.
So Nancy, tell us a little bit about what you're doing, what's coming up, and what's in the future for you. What's on your agenda?
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm really excited about a course that I'm creating. It'll probably be released in the fall called Crack the Copy Code. And it's exactly what I'm talking about. It's like, it's designed to give entrepreneurs those basic things that they need to write any copy that they need to write. So, because I feel like once you have those basics, whether you would need to write a sales page or an email or whatever, you can do it if you just understand a few things and get them under your belt. So I'm very excited about that. And then just next month, I have a course coming up called Extraordinary Emails. It's just on emails. It's like how to write your emails so they get opened and read and responded to, so they actually have an impact. Because that's another thing that's happening, is that even the most brilliant entrepreneurs and big gurus, they're finding their email rates are like plummeting, their open rates, because the reason we were talking about is we just don't want to open another email. If we can avoid it, we will. So what do you do, especially when email is the best way, really, it's still the best way cyber-wise to connect with and actually inspire and convert your ideal people.
Well, I'm happy to hear you say that, because what I'm finding, and I'm hoping that it slowly gets to the backside in a way, is that a lot of people are replacing email with text.
Yes.
It depends on what you're doing. It doesn't work for everything.
It doesn't work for everything.
Yeah. Very, very mindful.
In fact, I heard a statistic that young people from like ages like 15 through 30 don't even use email anymore. It's all text.
Yes, exactly. And so listen, you, myself, and so many others, we're in the middle of a big transition here.
Yeah.
And thank God we are here. It's a wonderful time to be. I love the was the verbiage that you use, crack the copy code?
Crack the copy code.
Oh, I love that.
Good.
That. And is that going to be like a webinar or? Well, you know that word code, buzzwords come in and out, and code is a big word now. I just got one the other day where it says we are all part of the universal code, which is change. So boom, crack. But is that going to be a webinar or?
It will be a webinar. It'll be 6 weeks, but it'll be all interactive. It's not just a bunch of videos. It's like we get in there and we work together, and it's live, and
wonderful. You have a lot going on, and there's no question that I'm sure many people who are viewing this now and many to come after the fact. Hi, Roz. I see Adair and Cheryl and all of these people. I don't know if you can see them. We had some
I can see little tiny things over. There's these little blue things over.
Well, Be Live was having some issues with comments and this, that, and the other, and I just come on and do and fly with whatever. I'm learning to do whatever I do and not get overly concerned. But I'm always delighted to see any, every, and all people here, because that lets us know that we're somewhat on the right track. And Nancy, you are a firecracker. You couldn't have a better tagline or name for your business, because you go right to the core of what it is, and that's a good thing. By the way, all of your data, all of your information will be put on the website Enjoys TV, and then once it's downloaded, it's anywhere from 12 to 24 hours, 48 max. I will send you the URL where you will have this video and you can do with it whatever you want. Now, I don't know if we have any questions here. Let me see before we take it so long for now. Adair says, great advice about ideal clients, Nancy. So she liked that. And Cheryl was here and said, great information. And Ross is saying, well, just discovered I've been commenting on my time. We're doing this. I don't know how much you know about Be Live. I'm learning as I go here.
Yeah,
and, it's what they call cross-posting. So if you're not sure and not completely knowing, you can be posting on another site where the video it's a little bizarre. You know what? There are no accidents in life.
I know, that's funny.
There are no chances. You and I did not have a conversation before we both arrived here in our pink.
I think that's so cool.
That just reinforces for me our connection, which is designed and meant to be. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm
You're so welcome.
hoping that when you get this, you'll have some fun and you'll have some chuckles
Oh,
and you'll enjoy
absolutely.
it and be able to use it to your advantage, however that plays out. And I'm going to say so long for now because I don't see any questions. We had quite a few people join us tonight, but they don't have questions. And sometimes I'm hoping that's because the information is so impactful that it really resonated and they just said, whoo, I'm okay, I got the answer. Let's pray that that's the answer.
Okay.
In the meantime, I'm going to say and put you to the side just for now,
No
and then
problem.
in turn, I will be back with you in just a second or two.
Great. Thank
Thank you
you,
ever so
Joy.
much, Nancy. It was
Thank
a
you.
pleasure. Thank you, thank you. All right. You know, this thing called time, it never ceases to amaze me, and yet we spoke to the universal code being changed, so things are constantly changing. I am always delighted to see you here, to look out and see the names and the comments and the people who join us because that lets us know that we're on track. This show, Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies, Living Legacies, is all about female trailblazers, which Nancy is definitely one, agents of change, purpose-driven, cosmic healers, heart-centered leaders. I think you could wrap all of those up in a way and attribute those to Nancy because she really, the way she expressed herself and said that she wants to train, to teach, to share information so that when you walk away over time, it won't happen overnight, that you walk away being able to do what you need to do to have a successful business, which is her ultimate aim and goal for you. And no one loves words more than I. It's not about big words. It's about learning how to string the words together that you're using that will connect with the people that you want to bring in and have them as a part of your circle, as part of your tribe. So many different words that you can use, but it's one and the same. So, my friends, as always, it was good to have you here. I hope that you will take this video and share it with your friends, those who maybe were not able to join us tonight, and then leave me your comments. Let me know what's missing, what you want, what you need, and what you want more of. And if you would like to be a guest on the show, if you feel that you're one of the five, if you're a female trailblazer, an agent of change, a heart-centered leader, a cosmic healer, a purpose-driven lady, woman, then please contact us. And so you can be on the show to share your gifts, your talents, and your tools. Have a great weekend. Enjoy. As always, all the best until we connect next Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. You be well and take care. All the best. So long for now.